Hi guys, the Opel Grandland Ultimate today. We are sitting in the top of the range Opel Grandland, priced at 721,000. You can get into the entry level at 600,000. Guys, don't let these prices scare you, because let me tell you, this car really performs well in very many aspects. And not to say it was surprising, I mean, Opel has really come up with some beautiful cars recently. And guys, stick around in this review, as you are going to be surprised at how amazing this review is. It's mainly a positive review. Stick around and be impressed by this Opel Grandland today. It's a 1.6 turbo, and you can really feel it immediately when you press the accelerator. It's very responsive. When you press, it moves. When you press brakes, it stops. The drive is exceptionally smooth, and overall it's a very enjoyable car. And looking at the price, you can get into the entry level for 600, but let's focus on this ultimate top of the range at 721,000 rand. What do you get for your 721,000 rand in this brilliant car? You get amazing ground clearance, you get front and rear PDC, you get ventilated and heated seats in the front, and you get heated seats at the back as well. All around electric windows, great service plan. The downside, I would say, in this car is fuel efficiency. That's the only thing. Space wise, very nice. A leather upholstery everywhere, and the seats are exceptionally comfortable. Now, what you'll be doing mostly with this car is driving, right? In fact, with all cars, I'm very sure that that's what you do the most. So this car, if you take it on the long road, or if you're using it for day to day, it's very comfortable. And like I said earlier, the drive is very nice. You know, small aspects in this car, like if you haven't seen a previous review, if this is your first time watching, I do have many other cars on the channel. And I mean, I've been not been comparing, but been driving the most luxurious cars, like Land Rovers, cars priced in excess of 3 million rand, a lot of great Mercedes, BMW. And if I compare this to, you know, a car that is at least triple, or at least let's go with double the price, what you get in this Opel is really exceptional in terms of comfort, not just for the driver but for the passengers. It's very good. And previously, you would have seen, if you're not new to the channel, you would have seen a GLE 400D review. You would have seen the Cherry Tiggo 8 Pro Max. The Cherry Tiggo 8 Pro Max, I did mention about the steering wheel. It's not the best. It's very slippery, and that car was priced at about 680. If you're comparing this one here, which is at 721, you can get entry level for 600, and the steering wheel is still the same on the 600,001. The steering wheel is very nice, and you know, you can get good grip. The handling of the car is very nice as well. If you're wondering about how the GLE 400D and the Cherry Tiggo 8 Pro Max are, if you are new to this channel, head over to the channel and click on those reviews, because they are very exceptional cars in their own right as well. Now, this review is about the Opel Grandland, not about those cars. So let's continue with the Opel, because that's why you're here, right? Infotainment system, a beautiful 12-inch screen here in this ultimate Opel Grandland. Just a note, you know, on the cluster in front, sometimes the steering wheels on most multifunction steering wheel cars, you can adjust your, like if you want to see a certain trip computer, if you want to change your display on the digital cluster in front of you, you would normally do it on the steering wheel. But I took a while, you know, I checked on the steering wheel and I couldn't find a place to do that. The only place you can do that in this Opel is the infotainment system, which I think is not a good thing. If it was on the infotainment and on the steering wheel, it's fine. But here you can only do it on the infotainment system. If you can look on your screen below, not below, well, continue looking where you are, and you'll see that you can change the cluster. You can show your trip, and you can show the temperature of the car, and you can show your navigation. So that is nice. But because you can only adjust it on the infotainment system, it's not ideal. Now, let's talk about fuel consumption. The fuel consumption is a big downside of this car. It's not great at all. I haven't taken it on the long road, so I cannot comment on that. But as you know, I haven't tested the fuel efficiency to see what the best fuel efficiency is. I've been testing this car to test the handling. A few people have asked how is it on corners, based on other comments from other videos. People ask how it is on corners, and so I tested the car, I tested the speed, I tested everything. So my current fuel efficiency at 30 liters per 100 is not a good indication of what you would probably get. So if you are looking for the most fuel efficient car, then this isn't your pick. But you got to think of all the other features. You're comparing this Opel Grandland to cars like Opel Mokka, which is in the same segment, the Kiger, the Renault Kiger, Kia Sonet, Toyota Urban Cruiser, Suzuki Vitara Brezza. So you got a lot of competition in this segment, and the amount of features you get in this car is really exceptional. And speaking of features, one really standout feature is the electric tailgate. Now it's not just an ordinary tailgate where you press the button. You can actually swing your foot, and if you got 2 parcels in your hand and you're gone grocery shopping, you can actually swing your foot at the bottom of the boot and the tailgate will open. That's a really great touch. And since we are speaking about the tailgate, once it opens, guess what you find inside? A boot. And it's an amazing boot. It's got depth and it's got height. If you look at the boot initially, you look inside, you can see there's a part where it gets deeper, which actually increases the boot space. I don't have the exact capacity for you guys, but if you look at it, you can really see it is very big and spacious. So let's speak about the price versus the value for money versus the features. On a pure comparison to this Opel Grandland to others in its segment, it is priced on the higher part because you're entering this market at 600k, which is the upper end of the compact SUV segment. And if you are getting this Ultimate, is 721. So you're looking at priced similar to bigger cars like the Mazda CX-5, like the Kia Sportage. So it's competing in price on those cars, but it's competing in segment with other smaller cars of its size. Going over bumps, going over small dips in the road, the car handles very well. You do not feel uncomfortable when you're going over those bumps because the ground clearance really plays a big role in this car. So overall, it's a very great quality car by Opel. I'm sure it will sell a lot and it will be very popular. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, this segment, there are many competitors, and I have many of those competitors. I won't mention all, but have a look at the channel. If this is your first time watching, thanks for joining us today. Click on the channel, view some of the other videos that I've got. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. And remember, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends and family. I will see you guys in next week's video.